one that you would want to be. But before that, the link is already out. Go back to Elevate TV Kenya on Facebook, YouTube, and also on Instagram. And if you have not liked our pages, we want to ask you, please do that so that you can get the prompts as early as you can and that you can be able to move on it. So let me give you a chance to like the page, pick the link and send it, put it on your status, put it on your groups. And today we are talking about tourism, the innovations, the new opportunities, the frontiers, and the opportunities and the trends. And this is going to be an amazing discussion. So kindly, let me give you the chance. The drill is on. Let's get the link. The link is already out on Elevate TV, on YouTube, on Facebook, and also, great. So what we ask you to do is comment, talk, ask. Let's be on this conversation together, and let's find the people that would want to get. Remember, today we are going to be, those of you who've been desiring to get into the tourism industry. Well, I don't promise much, but I have guys here who can show you the opportunities and how you can just get yourself into it, and we shall have an amazing time together. So there you are. Mine is up. Yep, I'm up. Wonderful. There you are. And done. Okay, now you can send it. Please do, and make sure that all your friends are on. Get us talking, get us conversing. Let's talk and let's see what we can be able to come up with. Well, my guests are in the house. Today we begin with the ladies. Mecy is in the house, Marangu. She's a tourism entrepreneur. Karibu. Hapa ndio Elevate.
Asante sana. Yes.
Just look at that camera, introduce yourself, and we shall kick off.
Good morning, viewers. Actually, it's my first time here. Yes, I hope I will do well. I know.
You are doing very well.
My name is Mecy. Yeah. I'm a tourism entrepreneur, and thank you for having me. I work at Bigfoot Adventures.
Wonderful. Claxon is here. What do we say? Tudor man. Ras Tudor.
Tudor Claxon, or known as Ras Tudor Mzee wa Milima. And today we are privileged to be here with this great, wonderful opportunity just to share the little bits and pieces of what we know about tourism. And we hope that together we can grow and make Kenya still the preferred destination in the world.
Wonderful. Let me just pick it up here and ask, of course you're not born a tourist. How did you come into Mecy? Let me begin with you. How did you find yourself, or you just got into it?
Thank you. Acha tuseme ni God.
God manzi.
But I have a background in accounting, so I found myself at Bigfoot, and I realized my passion is tourism.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's where I began, and I was given an opportunity to explore the tourism industry, to customize the tourism, to make sure
there's money.
Yeah, there's money. So that's how I found myself. It's out of passion for travel.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I agree. I agree. Tudor, tourism uliingiaje huko bana?
For me, it was a long journey. My background is in media. I'm a producer. I'm a producer. I'm a radio presenter. I do a lot of things on media. But then I found myself that we were, as a missionary and as a Christian, we were pioneering a church in Kahawa, Sukari.
Okay.
And we had mission guests who were coming in. We had like around 100 missionaries who were coming in a spectrum of around 3 months. So these guys, we had a package that immediately they finished the mission work, we were supposed to give them a little tour to get to know Kenya as a gift. So any time they were through, they were coming in weekly intervals. I had to hire a tour driver to take us around Nairobi National Park and some sceneries in Nairobi.
Yeah.
So after the third week, my driver was one day just tired, or he had his own issues. Tell me, Tudor, you know how to drive. Why don't you take these guys to Nairobi National Park? And I did it only once, twice, and I saw the niche. So from that time, I decided that any missionaries who are coming to Kenya I'll be doing tours for them. And it started small. Eventually it started paying my rent and doing my other things.
Wow.
And I saw, oh, this is a niche also that I can venture into. And from 2012, I registered a company and I started doing tours full time.
Wow. You know, I have a friend of mine who does mission tours. Basically, he focuses on missionaries.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I would like to meet him.
Yeah, you meet me. Yeah. A friend of mine will be your friend very soon.
Awesome.
Wow. You know, it's amazing how people get into industries. Sometimes you know, you just find yourself into something and you like it and you are moving on. And Mombasa last week, niliona cruise ship.
Yes.
Niliona cruise ship na Asha ni yule msee.
Yeah.
You know, there's something that I think the first time I called Tudor and I asked him something, is it true that there's growth and increase in the tourism industry as we are talking? And I was amazed by his answer. Do you want to know his answer? Okay, you give me yours.
I would say it's true.
It's true.
Yeah.
You know, that's the amazing bit. You know, that it's growing.
Yeah.
And I was looking at the numbers. Of course, before I call you, I had to look at the numbers, and I discovered that the last 1 year we've had amazing increase in tourism, and beyond that, even local tourism.
Yeah.
Yes. In
Yeah.
fact, local is growing more bigger.
Wow.
Yeah, true.
80% of my customers are local.
Wow.
Kenyan, just Njoroge, Onyango. Saying that when nipeleke from Kirinyaga to Mombasa. Mombasa to Diani. Nitoe from Diani to Mount Kenya.
Wow.
Local.
Wow.
I do more local than international.
Amazing. So Kenyans have embraced local tourism.
Yeah.
Kenyans have embraced local.
And you know, during COVID, I think that was a break point when people are told, okay, the beds are empty in Mombasa.
Yes.
And you guys are sleeping in your houses. But then they also had to also to reconsider even their enticement to, you know, to appeal to the local tourists.
Yeah.
And I think that also happened to you guys.
Yeah.
Did Bigfoot change?
Yeah, somehow. But actually, after COVID, it's when the increase in local tourism, even to us, increased. Yeah, because people realize you cannot only get money and don't get to live. Life is short, let's say, but God is giving us long life. But after that, that's when the increase in the local tourism increased tremendously.
I was reading a document, and this gentleman, I mean, this article had a very interesting outlook into tourism. And it says that we had the traditional tourism.
Yes.
You know, we wait for Muzungus around December, twice a year, isn't
Twice
it?
a year.
Twice a year.
September.
And
Yeah.
we would wait for the Mzungu to come, then we prepare our animals, we tell them behave. You know?
You better cross.
And then you better cross, you know, you guys. And then take them to the coast beaches, and the ecosystem will just start working. The people selling curios will show up and all that. But then he said, there's come a new generation that is more innovative, is not waiting, is actually going ahead and creating new opportunities. What would you want to say about that? Any one of you can pick that. Mecy,
Yes.
what do you want? Are you that generation?
I think we are. Yeah.
What are the kind of innovations can you show, the past and the present?
I would say in the past we sold Masai Mara a lot because of the wildebeest migration, but nowadays there is hidden gems. There is more than Masai Mara. We have explored to agri-tourism. Nowadays the mission we have community-based, so we can say that it's not just wildebeest we are selling. It's not that's the only thing that we are putting out. Kenya is just not about migration. There is more to Kenya than just migration. Yeah.
You're a producer, and just give me your point, because I want to show you. I want to say something.
Same with what she's saying, that we have so many hidden gems. For us, immediately after the COVID hit, and we saw how the West was affected, our hotels were empty, our cruisers, our vans, our overlands. It was like you could not even service the loan, leave alone servicing the loan, even to put food on the table. So we came with the innovative of how do we now do it locally? What do we do? And as a team, with a team of few other guys, we started doing small hikings, Ngong Hills. You take a bunch of maybe 10, 30 people in a Costa or in like 3 Land Cruisers in Ngong Hills. From Ngong Hills, you prepare now Ngong Hills. The other time is maybe Abadeas. From Abadeas, you have like a 3 months program that within 3 months, you will have trained a normal, ordinary Kenyan who have never left the house to summiting Mount Kenya.
Amazing.
Yeah, so tulianza ile na kupatia program na kwambia Mose, this is where we are going to start. I'll take you to Ngong Hills. The next trip will be Rurim area. The other trip will be Satima. From Satima, you are now good to hike Mount Kenya.
Wow.
So you find that I've already created not only employment or food on my table, but I've also created like something that will be continuous. Because immediately after my summit Mount Kenya, the next thing you'll ask me, Tudor, how do I do Kilimanjaro?
Yeah.
How do I now take my office together with my family and do Kilimanjaro? Okay. So we've been having like, ni trend to once nimekupeleka one hike, you will follow me for the next one and the next one and the next one.
So basically you're saying you diversified from the wildebeest, now you do most of the hikes.
But marathons.
I've seen tourism has just shifted. We don't just have the hikes. We have sports tourism.
Yeah, sports tourism.
And it's becoming a big thing. You
it's
know,
one of the biggest.
One of the key things I came to realize, you know, maybe in Europe they may not have the animals we have, like London or anything, but then they have the London Marathon, which actually sells out all the hotels. Do you understand? Then you find the Paris, you find Barcelona, and football in itself. Actually today I see people going all the way to, you know, to watch the league. So I think now the tourism came in. Yeah. Beyond tourism, is there something else? Sports tourism, we have the hikes.
Agri-tourism. To come and to the tea farms, to the coffee farms.
You know, the other day, I'm actually, okay, I'll give you that one. We'll talk.
Even exchange programs.
Exchange programs.
We have a lot of students who, they are students, they want to come and experience diseases that are not at their land. Medical students who want to come and do malaria.
Yeah.
We are a malaria zone.
Wow.
They want to come study HIV where it's high.
Amazing. So basically medical, agri, sports. We also have conference tourism.
Yeah.
Especially most, you can check on Qatar. What do Qatar have to sell? But on the last World Cup, Qatar made how many billions?
Yeah.
Only in rights, only on the rights of television, just to air it, they made over $2 billion dollar.
Yeah.
Not hotels, not airlines, not everything. So, and people bid a lot of money. Well, right now, our president is we are trying to bring AFCON into Kenya.
Yeah.
Reason being, it will the influx.
Yeah.
Ile wageni itajaza hapa, from hotels to
the
stadium. Everything.
It's amazing that so the opportunities now are wider and they are increasing.
Yeah.
And when I look at that, mostly when I look at the other thing I'm seeing is when you look at film tourism. I was reading about the famous Morocco. Morocco is a famous place here. They literally have a region where films are done. You know? And so basically we are talking about tourism it has lived, actually is a 360.
Yes,
agreed.
That's true.
A 360.
360.
And actually, because today, even the conventional hotel is not there. The Airbnb has beaten that up. People are giving up. I remember there was a conference, there was a mission conference here in Nairobi by one of the churches here. It has links in Asia. They had over 30,000 delegates in Nairobi. And because now they were using Kasarani, people in that whole region were leaving their homes. You just needed to and they were contracting. They're giving contracts.
Wow.
Giving a contract. So this house, this mansion can host 10. Get your pay. And it just opened the people's eyes.
Totally.
That today tourism can shift from the conventional wildebeest.
Yeah.
You know, I was seeing another guy who is gathering people, bringing them into the cities. Takes them to Nairobi, Dar es Salaam, Kampala, just the cities. Because there are people who want to see cities. So, talk about innovation and the part it has played in tourism. Any one of you can pick it up. Looking at the innovative ideas that people have come up with. Are we seeing more income? Are we seeing more guests? Are we seeing, what are we seeing? What are you seeing? Let me ask, what is Bigfoot seeing?
I think we are seeing more guests. I would say, as Kenyans, we pride ourselves the fact that we are the only country in the world with the national park in the city, the capital city. So, and the fact that we have expressway nowadays, you lay over when people are waiting for the next flights, you can just bring people for Nairobi National Park for an hour or 2 hours, and they're able to board their next flight, which to us is more income. It's faster income. People get to enjoy Kenya. People get to know Kenya, even if it's for a layover for like 5 hours. Instead of you just sitting at the airport, you get to explore Kenya in a jiff. In 3 to 4 hours, you're able to experience Kenya. And I would say the innovation, the fact that the flight, local flight came in, it's easier to fly people. You can be in Masai Mara like yesterday, and tomorrow you're in Amboseli, which by, it's like a 12-hour drive from Amboseli to Masai Mara, which it cannot be done in a day. So the fact that we have airlines which have come in to help the tour industry, yeah, I would say the hidden gem, which we are exploring. Yeah, as we have said, the sports tourism, that we're exploring gives more income, and the market is really growing.
Capitalizing on special days, just come from 14th. Kuna watu walienda kuna wanyama ama tulibaki streets. You know, I realized, I think the Kenyan we knew is not the Kenyan we know today.
Yeah, true.
They are basically out and about. And now I'm seeing Kenyans who are actually they are planning holidays. No more. I mean, when we were growing up, holiday was an alien
thing.
As an alien, you know, it is not even among the things you can talk about, you know.
Yeah.
And today we see people actually are going for holidays. You do a lot of local tourism.
Yes.
What are the kind of packages you offer people?
Number one,
beyond hiking.
Yes, beyond hiking. Immediately right after COVID and business went down, and I truly lived the name of our company, Tudor, Tailormade Tours and Travel.
Oh, it's called Tudor Tailormade.
Tailormade. So the key word there is tailor-made.
So you actually customize something for someone?
According to your needs, your wallet, your budget. Because you might want to do Diani, but then you're a father of 6, 7 years old. So the way a father of 7 years old would like a holiday done, and a father of an 18 years old is different.
Okay.
So I sit down with my client, we discuss. We ask them, hey, unataka nini? There are people who like nightlife, but with a 7 years old, would you like a nightlife?
No.
Utataka mali kuna trampoline, utataka mali kuna bouncing castle. So I try to custom made, and that one have really made me cut my own niche. That we tailor made, we custom made things for our clients. Tunamuuliza nini nido yako ni ngapi? What do you want? So kuna mtu, we don't have those strict that 4 days Amboseli, 5 days Masai Mara. No, we don't sell that. We sell una pesa ngapi? What would you like to do? And then we now make something for you.
Okay.
We tell you, hii pesa yako cannot do Diani, but can do Kilifi.
Okay.
Cannot do this, but cannot do this. And then hii pesa yako, can you mix another family? Do you have your cousins? Do you have other people? So that Land Cruiser, you have a family of 4.
Okay.
We have 3 seats remaining. These 3 seats, we don't prefer to pick up people from We don't do that as a company.
Yeah.
I've seen other companies doing that tuko na 3 people. Simi nakwambia hii gari ni yako. What you have to do more is to look for watu wa kujaza.
Okay.
From ni wewe mwenyewe utatafuta ujaze watu kwa gari nikupeleke. But mimi nikishakupatia gari ni yako. So with that we've seen quite a number of increase because now people are like, oh, so I can talk with my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, together we do a safari. And then you can, the people you're inviting are the people you're in the same wavelength. Okay. You're speaking the same language. Or you have the same generation of kids.
Yeah.
Or if not kids, you guys are of the same generation. So that's something that I've seen.
And so people actually are coming up to you to tailor make a trip or a holiday for them.
Yes, and then through referrals, people have been like, una pesa ngapi? Ongelesha Tuda. Hiyo pesa yako ndogo, haiwezi afford huku na huku, enda kwa Tuda. Ama hiyo pesa yako kubwa, go to Tuda. So, depending unaambiwa tu kwa Tuda, hautakuta kwa website yake amesema this. No.
Tuda hapa ndani kuna mabachelor wanaweza kukufuata tukitoka hapa.
Haina shida wanifuate. Mkiwa mabachelors na mnataka kuorganize something, nipigieni tu simu mwambie sisi kwa watu wanaume 6 ama tuko madem 6. That's what we do.
Tutawasaidia.
Yes. And then just to add up on what my sister said here about the innovation. What I've noticed that even the few teams that we've the few people who have come maybe from overseas who are coming locally, that we've taken them maybe to, like what you're saying about Kasarani. The ball game it have really changed our society so much that once the guest umewapeleka local, umechukua mgeni, badala kumpeleka hoteli, umpeleka Airbnb in Jamhuri Estate. Let me pick an estate for example.
Yeah.
Sorry. Jamhuri, umempeleka Jamhuri kwa estate. By the time atakuwa kwa estate atabond na watchman in that estate. Mama mboga. Community. Utakuta community yetu iko exposed. Haonagi wazungu, leo ameona wazungu. Amegrow. Tips zimegrow. So it's like literally bringing so much into the society.
One time I met a German guy. And we met a lot of people. And then he told me he wanted to live with a normal Kenyan family. So I asked him, what do you mean? He said, no, I want to live with a normal Kenyan family. I mean the hustle bustle lifestyle.
Yes.
The guy wakes up in the morning, akona ile chai ya cloud, and then chukua mandazi hapo nje, breakfast go to around, you know, ni vile hujaitisha. Ndio hiyo imeingia, wametoka wameingia ma3, you know, they're in the matatu, they're in the streets, you know, come into town, hustle, jioni warudi. And the guy said that's what he wants. He wants a normal Kenyan hustle family. He doesn't want to go into those houses where you're taken in the morning, driven to the office, you know. He wanted a normal family. So I was worried now, this guy, what is he looking for? And you know, I found him a guy. Of course, I'm not a tour guy, so I hope sikupoteza biashara. So me, I just connected him and be, oh yeah. And they stayed with a guy. And one time I went to visit them. Jamaa alikuwa anakula ndengu.
Wow.
I mean, I say, wow. So basically, our life, they want to live our life. They want, not to live, they want to experience. So the key thing is experience here.
Yeah.
What experience are you selling as Bigfoot?
Has Bigfoot. Part of the community, actually like Mecy village, I would say it's part of what we do. You give a client a package and part of it will be Mecy village where they come donate things, come experience what the village has to offer. So it's part of CSR that most of the travelers are willing to do. And others actually have said they come for months and build school. Yeah, and live in.
So basically, these ones are coming in for CSR.
They come part of traveling, adventure, plus the CSR. Yeah, so we incorporate like Mecy village here to our products. Okay. Yeah, and some actually nowadays people come with even things to donate. Okay. Part of it to the children's home. Someone tells you, I want to come experience, have an adventure at the same community service.
Let me ask you, Tudor.
Yes, sir.
What makes Kenya a desired place for customized tourism?
Number one, what makes Kenya a desired place is we are a hub of tourism. So anybody in the West or out of Kenya, they'll be like, if you've never been to Kenya, consider yourself you've never done any safari.
Wow.
That's number one. Number two, we are a safe haven in the midst of quite a number of volatile community.
Yes.
So somebody would like to come to East Africa or to come to Africa. And then you're told Africa, would you want to go to West Africa? They're like, ish. But would you like to go to East Africa? Then ish. In East Africa, they hear there's Somali, there's Sudan up, there's Ethiopia. Djibouti. They're like, oh. So Kenya tumekuwa nikaa ka heaven.
Unajua tumeongeza Djibouti.
Tumeongeza Djibouti. So Kenya, we've been a heaven that anybody who wants to visit Africa, kama hujawahi kanyaga Kenya, ojo hujawahi fika Africa.
Amazing.
You've never been to Africa if you've never been into Kenya.
You know, I have some friends who are telling me they want to come to Kenya.
Yeah.
In Europe, and I said, yeah, come, because it has such a good name. So I think we need to secure a country. So basically, that name is what makes it a desired place.
The land of Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata.
The land of, it's like, we as Kenyans, we might not appreciate what we have. But once you get out of Kenya, once we just cross our borders,
I agree.
Utakuja home useme tuko na paradise.
Agreed.
Ukishavuka tu na Manga, ukanyage hii side nyingine, uvuke Busia ukanyage huko kwingine. Utakuja useme wow, God ndio kutusikuaga nayo. Ufike UG jaribu tu kupiga selfie hivi ukishamshashikiwa gano unaambiwa wewe weka hiyo simu chini. It's not allowed here. So the peace ile tuko nayo. That hapo unaweza piga selfie na karao.
Nilikuwa TZ siku nyingine. Jamaa mmoja akaniambia bwana ni invite huko London.
Wanaita Kenya London. So just to add on what my sister have been saying about CSR. There are some people who they have good values in the West. They've worked for 4 years, 1 year, 3 years, and they feel they need to give back to their community. And then the notion that wamepewa Africa is suffering, Africa is this. So they want to come and do something tangible with their lives. Anajua amekuja Kenya for 3 months. Anauliza, is there a primary school? Is there a clinic? Is there a hospital? Is there anything I can help?
Okay.
Yeah.
So
let's hold that there. I want us to go for a break. When we come back, I want you to ask Tudor and Mecy everything you want to know about the tourism industry and what they are seeing, what they are looking, because we're going to be looking at the future. What is the future looking like? See you after the break.
Archbishop Harrison K. Ng'ang'a Interdenominational Ministries, in conjunction with Nairobi Gospel Ministers, welcomes you to Kenya Believers in Christ Convention, themed Restoration and Miracles Harvest Season from 24th February to 2nd March 2025, happening at the Christian Foundation Fellowship Central, Nairobi, Kenya. Archbishop Harrison K. Ng'ang'a will host and lead this 7 days meeting that will elevate your spiritual life for miracles and breakthroughs. Serving in the convention are invited men of God, Archbishop Charles Aginasare from Ghana, Apostle Grace Lubega from Uganda.
I speak deliverance from all demonic oppression, spirits of darkness, witchcraft, spirits that have been manipulating you and using you. I command
Apostle Martin Suna.
Out of my business! You and your pain! To the Lord! Out of my way! Glory!
And servants of God in music ministry, Evelyn Wanjiro and Amy Kosgei. Plan to attend these 7 days of Kenya Believers in Christ Convention, 24th February to March 2nd, 2025 at Christian Foundation Fellowship Central, Nairobi, Kenya, located at the junction of Uhuru Highway, and Ponyala Road opposite Nyayo Stadium. For inquiries, use 0702 700 900 or 0717 700 900. You are welcome.
Welcome back. Hope you have called your friends, and let's see what we have in the tourism industry. We are talking about innovation. Look at that. From wild beasts to today, we are talking about customized tourism packages and looking at sports, looking at conferencing, looking at community. And we think and we believe that our tourism is changing, you know, and we are seeing an influx. It's amazing. Those of us who are complaining, those of us who keep on saying nothing is happening, I think we have people in the industry, in the real mix, and they are saying there is business, and they are seeing a lot of business. Tudor, you told me something yesterday about complaining. I want you to look at the camera and talk to Kenyans about complaining.
Okay. After doing tourism for like from 2012 to 2022 for 10 years without any proper training, I was doing it because it was a passion. It started as putting food on my table, then it became a passion. And it was like paying now my rents and doing most of the things that need to be done. I came and noticed that there's a lot of things that we do as Kenyans that are not actually doing good to us. While I was at Tutali College, we did a thesis about the few countries that are leading with tourism. And we look at those countries that what do they sell better than us as Kenyans? And we found that these guys have nothing compared to what we have.
Amazing.
We have the lions, we have the Mufasas, we have the Simba, we have everything in Kenya. We have the mountains. But there's some countries that are doing well and they have nothing. An example, case study that we did was France, Paris. If you've never been in Paris, you've never been in Europe and London. What do they have?
The Eiffel Tower.
What do they have? Just monuments and a good etiquette. That those guys, when you land from the airport, immediately they receive you. They talk good about their nation.
Wow.
They talk good about their hotels. They talk from the time walikuchukua from airport to the time you land in the hotel. They'll only give you good things about their nation. For us, it's the opposite. Immediately you land into our nation, even if you are an investor, thinking that let me go to Kenya for 3 months, do my safari, then think of how I could retire in Kenya. Immediately you get into the airport, Moses, you'll be surprised that the tour driver who's going to pick you is complaining.
Ouch.
Oh, Kasongo this, Uhuru this, Kebaki this, Moi this. They complain about everything. This country is corrupt, this country is this. By the time you reach into the hotel room, the waiters...
He's waiting for you.
The waiters, the managers, everybody is complaining.
We can't call it a disease, but what just happened to Kenyans? And you know, actually, in the initial times of tourism, the Muzungus used to say Kenya is a friendly country. They used to say that a lot. Kenya is a friendly country, you know, and we used to even receive them with dances, you know, those, you know, chakacha and all those things. But then today, the generation has changed into a complaining generation.
I believe it's just a trend, a bad trend that I've heard you complaining. So before you reach my desk, I'll also be complaining.
Wow.
Nimesikia ukisema hauna do. So I think that you're about to ask me for money. Hey, most hata mimi niko guess. So the next thing I'll tell you, even me, I'm broke. Oh, this government is squeezing you. Oh, even us, it's squeezing us. Right now, Mose, to surprise you, go to Toyota Kenya. Toyota Kenya, 0 mileage Land Cruisers. We've bought more than the last 60 years of our independence.
Wow.
True.
magari za 10, 13 mics. Ukienda Hanspol, Tanzania, we've built more vehicles than the 3 nations combined in our borders.
Wow. So surely our tourism is growing.
Pesa, money is there. It's only that now, maybe because of few taxes here and there that we are not accustomed of paying, we don't want to pay them.
I think Kenya tuko tumezoea tax.
Yes, hatuko tumezoea, so hataki kulipa. So because umenishika shingo nilipe few taxes, I'll be complaining throughout.
Yeah.
Amazing. I want to just ask you something. What are the key challenges you're seeing? I mean, you've encountered, let me say that. Bigfoot.
Yes.
Ama nyinyi unajua zamani kulikuwa na politician Kenya alikuwa anaitwa Molo Mutisi. Akisema kila kitu ni nywe.
I would say especially kwanza time ya maandamano. That was a tough time.
Everybody's affected with that one.
Yeah, but in tourism actually it was sad because people have already made deposit for their travel.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah,
and now they are cancelling and you have to refund. It was tough. Actually, it was tough. You have already made payment to hotels to book the hotel. So those are some of, if the political and the regime, change of regime, as he has said, the taxes. When the regime changes, it changes with policies. It comes with new policies.
Yes.
Like, for example, I would give an instance where, like, nowadays, KWS, you cannot just walk in and pay park fees with M-Pesa, like, without using the portal. They have introduced a new portal in e-citizen. As you know, the government services, all of them have to be in the portal. So, embracing, adapting to the new change where you have to wake up, pay park fees via the portal, which has service fee plus the charge of maybe if you're using the card. It's quite expensive. People feel like it's a bit more. We are paying more. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a guest who was coming in for a friend of mine and told me he was going to the portal to get a visa, and it was quite a problem.
Yeah, ETA, yeah, the new introduction of ETA, yeah.
Especially from, they are coming in, international guests, they have to actually get their visa before they leave.
Yeah.
Before
they leave, and then they say sometimes the portal is not working, and the other part is not that it's not working, it's that they don't know how to use it.
Good.
And you know now that it's not user friendly. I think that's that's a word to use. It may be working, but it's not user friendly.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you find somebody, even when you're trying to apply your passport, if you're not very keen, you may say it's digi too, you know, because we use it. But I think things are working.
Yeah.
Things are working, and you are a testament that the tourism industry has something to talk about.
Yes.
True.
And we must give it up to the tourism ministry and also the regime for that matter.
Yeah.
And I want to just build up something on the sports tourism. There's something I began to notice in Kenya. There's a lot of golf games all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And people are traveling to play golf in Kenya. Yeah, I know all of us don't play golf, but they say it's a rich man's ball.
Yeah,
but
true.
I mean, with that comes in hotels, comes about safaris.
Yeah.
Are you enjoying some of that?
Yeah.
Wow.
We are.
All right.
Yes.
Wow. And marathon.
Yeah, marathon especially to be. I do run sometimes when I do it like I'm a recreational runner. So marathon, like even last week, this week that we the last Sunday of every February, there's a Kili marathon done at the slopes of Mount Kilimanjaro.
Oh.
Kenya alone, out of the 30,000 registered runners,
What?
Kenya had taken 10,000. So imagine
What?
10,000 Kenyans wametoka hapa,
Wameenda Kilimanjaro.
wameenda Kilimanjaro, Moshi town, which is like a small town.
Very small.
I can equate Moshi town to maybe Nakuru town.
Nakuru is big.
Ama Nakuru is big.
Nakuru
Kiambu,
is big.
hata Kiambu is big.
Kiambu is not very big. Kiambu is a small. Okay.
So ama Juja, I can come.
Yeah.
Moshi is like Juja. So imagine umechukua watu 10,000 from Kenya, umwapeleka Juja.
Na hata hakuna.
Waishi hapo Friday, Saturday, Sunday wakimbie, Monday waanze kurudi Kenya. Revamp economy ya wapi? Ya Moshi.
Yeah, true.
Because unakuta each Kenyan ametumia like 30,000, 40,000 ama 300,000 depending on ni Mkenya mgani. Kuna Mkenya ataenda Moshi Golf Club, aishi hapo. na kuna Mkenya atenda Airbnb ya Moshi. But 10,000 Kenyans wameteremka. Inamaanisha ni costa kama ngapi? Costa karibu 100.
Yeah.
Zimeteremsha watu.
Wow.
Van ngapi? Land Cruiser ngapi? Na personal cars ngapi? Na Manga border ilienda into standstill from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
And what is, let me ask this, what are incentives, or how is maybe the government helping some of your enterprises? You are, let's say, medium players, or maybe at the small play. I don't know which player where you play your ball from, but are you seeing where the government is intervening to help? Because you see, something like that is big. 30,000 runners.
30,000 runners. All have registered. All have paid hotels. Assume just half of them are living in hotels.
Half of them.
Half of them are live from homes.
That's 15,000 in hotels. In fact, I don't think there's a hotel that can manage 15,000.
Food, alcohol,
yes.
Those guys, by the time they leave that place, the economy
has just shifted from that place.
So I believe as a nation, we need to learn. We see
what is your call?
What are they doing so good to make sure that Kili Marathon has 10,000 Kenyans going there.
Yes.
And how can we do same thing like Nairobi City Marathon? Because Nairobi City Marathon, at least it's run by our own, very own Athletic Kenya.
Yeah. What would you call? Let me on top of that, because we need to move from there. What would you ask maybe our tourism ministry to do to help in some of these things? When you look at the numbers. And anyone can pick that.
When I look at the numbers, I would advise them wachane kwa si ati waache wasi concentrate so much on the wild and on the safaris. Waangalie pia kuna njia zingine zinaleta wageni.
So in essence, you are saying wakuwe innovative.
Waseme tu stand chart marathon in a run siku fulani. Siku ile na run. Waseme visa ukibook between this time and this time is 50% off.
I tell you.
So that mukuje. Ukute stand and charter marathon italeta wageni karibu maybe 30,000. Ikileta 30,000 si Big Foot itapata job yake hapo. Because wageni watakuja.
Mzito wa tourism ni nani?
Hoteli
Ni mzito wa tourism ni nani?
Anaitwa nani?
Who the CS?
Rebecca
Mien.
Rebecca, tafadhali. I'm speaking to you direct, Rebecca.
It's a point one.
Do something. Do something.
I mean, the other problem is there's an accusation of boardroom decisions na ground decisions. Nyie mko kwa ground.
Chiko kwa ground.
Na ground inaongeanga.
Ground inaongea.
Hapana.
Ground pia inaongea.
Ground huongea. Ground huongea.
As a team, yes.
Do we have water sports around?
Water sport, yes, Mombasa.
Mombasa.
I mean,
one of the key things I remember is the Lamu Festival.
Lamu Festival
is one of the big.
Yeah,
what are the numbers? Do you have the numbers?
I don't have actual numbers, but I've been in I was in Lamu beginning of this year. Yeah, I don't have the numbers, but it's also an area that we've not explored. We've not sell Lamu the way it's supposed to be sold. Yeah, Lamu, tukiuza Lamu vizuri, it's a gem.
Okay. Governor amesikia.
Yeah, Lamu haijauzwa. Tulikuwa kuna kitu tuliongea na governor tujaribu kuuza Lamu, sijui bado amelala wapi kwa darasa.
But then, okay, there's something else we can also talk about, collaboration and partnerships. Where you've just said somebody like the Ministry of Tourism working with the people on the ground, or maybe county governments. Because you see, when you go to some other cities in the world, like those kind of city marathons are run by the counties.
Yes.
What you call the counties, the county governments, and they create a lot of revenue for the city. Because you see, if Nairobi, I mean, the other day we had a conference here, a very major conference on climate change.
Yeah.
Remember that conference?
Yes.
Climate change? We had about 10,000 participants in that conference. Hotels were booked. I mean, I'm sure you got part of that.
Yeah.
Hotels were booked, vehicles were hired, security guys. That's the day I came to realize tourism is an ecosystem.
Yeah.
It's an ecosystem.
It is.
When you get your guys, there are vans there.
Yeah.
There are drivers. There are guides. There are those who want security guys in black suits. There are those who want sedans and Mercedes-Benz vehicles to go to the meeting. There are those who want to, they want a guide into the city. I said,
it's a whole, it trickles down to the local guy.
Ecosystem, you know. And I say, then we should hit at that point. That's a place where we should be hitting. Because you see, we may not create tourism for some of the people on the ground, kabisa, but if it is hit there, they'll get the
They'll get there.
True.
And because really, there are many ways to create jobs.
Yeah.
You know, amazing. Challenges. What are challenges you guys are getting? Ama kila kitu iko sawa. Nimeuliza swali na mjanijibu.
Let's say wacha tuseme we were hit hard.
You say taxes. I remember taxes.
The taxes. And
Tax
also
fees.
change in park fees. My
Park
God.
fees.
It was like we actually we used to pay $80 for non-resident. Nowadays for peak season it's 200. From
dollars.
$80 to 200 per day. It was 24
And
hours.
now
Nowadays
it's
it's
12 hours. It's a day.
It's a day.
Umetoa kutoka kwa 80 ukaingiza 200, umeka over 200%.
Good.
Alafu
What is the rationale?
uka reduce from